Hello crafters, welcome to today's video. Today's video is another video in Donna Jackson's hashtag 24 weeks of Christmas collab. I'm going to be creating a snow globe in this video. I apologise that my hand is covered in paint. I've been doing other craft projects. I have a stash of miniature items which is ideal for these snow globe projects. I'm not too sure what I'm going to use, but I do have this mayonnaise jar, and I bought this let me take it out of the packaging. I've got 2 sheets of this snowflake rice paper. Now I'll have, if it's still available, I'll have it linked below, and I'm going to put that, I don't know if you can see on this jar, but there's a join here and a line here, so it's almost like it was 2 pieces stuck together. I don't know if that's the case, or it might be just a mold, but I'm going to put some rice paper going across the back here. Now I will probably have to cut the paper so it will sit properly. Let's see how high this, now I've no idea what I'm going to put inside yet. I haven't decided, but I've got my matte colour Mod Podge. I will use some E6000 to attach the base. I haven't made one to start off with, so this is on the fly with you guys. So it's approximately 5.5 inches. So I'm going to cut this to 5.25. Should be enough to go around my jar. Like I said, I probably will have to cut it so it fits nicely around the back. In fact, I think I'm going to cut it away, cut this border. I'm just going to cut this border away. I'm not going to do it with my trimmer, so I've just put it away. And it doesn't need to be overly neat because I'm going to do something with the edges. Okay, now the jar is all nice and clean, so first thing I'm going to do is open my matte Mod Podge, and from that line I'm going to put some Mod Podge on. In fact, I think I'll take off the jar lid. Now I don't want to go across this part because that's where the lid goes. So let's put this on, and I want the snowflakes, the pattern, to be facing inwards because that's going to be the back of my snow globe. So as you can see, these parts here I will cut so they will overlap. And I'm going to use a foam brush to put those down. And I'll have to do the same at the bottom. I'm not bothered if it crinkles slightly, that really doesn't bother me at all. It just adds to the texture. Okay, let's go in with some more Mod Podge. Now with this excess, I'm just going to cut it off. Okay, use the Mod Podge to seal the ends and to go across the back. Now I need to get rid of the excess at the back here, so I'm going to use my craft knife and hopefully that works. Like I say, I haven't done one of these beforehand. This is all with you on camera. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to scoot it back so it's away from that area. That works. Just don't want it. I don't want there to be bulk where the lid's going to go. Okay, so on the inside you'll see the snowflakes. Hopefully you can see that with the glare. So to decorate the edges and the top, I'm going to use Snowtex. Now you can get Snowtex in the UK from Amazon. I'll wait for that to dry, crafters, because at the moment it's very sticky. So I'm going to wait for this to dry and then move on to the next part. Okay crafters, I'm going to put some Snowtex on the top here. I'm just using my fingers. I don't like it, but it just, with the Snowtex I think sometimes fingers is best, and spatulas and that type of thing. And I'm going to go down the side and cover the seam, so to speak. Okay crafters, this is nice and dry, and I have put some of the iridescent glitter glue over the top. So on the back here, on the top, around the frame here, and now we need to sort out the base. Now this is the lid of the jar. I've already stuck in this wood slice with some E6000, and now I need to paint it. So I just need to paint it white. The only reason I'm painting it white is because I will have the faux snow on here, and if the snow doesn't cover it all, I don't really want the wood showing. I mean, it probably still look quite nice and rustic. This plastic pot here, I can't remember what came in it, to be honest, but I used it to put paint in, but I needed a riser because the little Father Christmas I'm putting in there is slightly too small for the size of the jar, so I needed to lift him up slightly. So I'm just going to give this and the wood slice a coating of the white gesso, so that when I use the Snowtex to cover both items, if it doesn't cover it properly, it's not going to be a major issue. Even though I think by the time I get all the Snowtex on, you probably won't see any of it, but just to be on the safe side. Now the piece of wood that I've chosen, I have made sure that there was enough room for the jar to close safely. So that still happens. It still closes quite securely and quite nicely. And I need to make sure that the Snowtex that I use doesn't go beyond this wood piece. Now once this dries, I'm going to either hot glue or use some E6000 to attach this plastic tub here onto the wood piece. So let me dry these with my heat tool. Okay crafters, so I'm going to hot glue this plastic little pot, and I'm being kind of generous really. I probably don't need to be this generous, but I want to make sure that it's on and sturdy. I'm not bothered about the glue spewing out because I have a Q-tip here which I will just get rid of the glue because all this is going to be covered in Snowtex next anyway, so it doesn't bother me. Okay, so with our Snowtex, I'm going to cover this base, so pack it down again, making sure not to get any down here, because obviously that's where the jar lid needs to go to close. So if any falls in, I'm just going to tap it out. Some Snowtex just around the edge here, and then we're going to hot glue our Santa in, so then I'll know, making sure to get rid of any Snowtex that falls. Right, let's put that down, and let's put some hot glue underneath Santa's boots. And put him on top of the snow mound. Okay, so I need to move some others to the right, so that can come off. Just going to put a little bit of snow around his feet. You probably won't be able to see this bit, but I will try and lift it up so you have access. There we go. So it literally looks like he's standing on a mountain of snow, which I think is super cute. Right, so I need to leave that to dry for 24 hours, and then we'll move on to the next stage. Okay crafters, he is now all set. I have this set of copper wire lights, and I got these in a pack. They have a cell battery attached to them. They're not on timer or anything, so I will need to turn this on and off, but they were quite cheap on Amazon. I got them last Christmas when I had a rustic village in my tree. So I'm going to unravel this, and I'm probably going to cut these down slightly because they're probably going to be way too long. But I want some of these fairy lights, these wire lights, in the snow globe, in the faux snow globe. Yeah, I think this is going to be way too many. So I'm going to have to cut this. I just think having all that in there is going to be too much, so I'm going to cut some off. So I've cut after a bulb, and they should still work. Yep. So I'm going to put these lights in, and then if I think it's too many, I will do some more cutting. Making sure that I leave this bit sticking out. So let me have a look. Let's put our Santa in, and this time he should stay. Let's turn it on. No, I think that works well. Okay, so the only thing I'm going to do now is, using this Snowtex, I am going to go round the lid of the jar all the way around using the Snowtex, just to seal it in and to give it that finished look. Maybe I should have painted the jar white, but I can always do that if I need to. And once this snow dries, I will use my glitter glue just to give it that nice sheen, so it's the same as all the other snow that we have on here. Okay crafters, before I go, I've decided I want to use my gesso and my sponge dabber, and I want to dab this white paint on this lid, so then it'll also give the snow tech something to cling on to around the edge, because at the moment it doesn't have anything to cling on to. It's too slick. So I need to let that dry, and then I will continue to put some snow text on the surround here, and then you'll see the finished article in the pictures at the end. Thank you very much for joining me today, crafters, and you'll see me very soon. Take care now.